Good morning. I just grabbed some more seeds that just came in the mail yesterday. We are heading out to the garden today to get a lot of work done. Josh is actually going to help me for quite a bit of time, I think, this morning. I think we have some time together where he is going to unload a second load of compost. These are the Snapdragons. These are going out into the garden today. If you were with me yesterday, we did a bunch of cooking, so I don't have to worry about doing any sort of cooking at all today, which is fantastic. So we can work on getting projects done out here. Josh picked up a load of compost yesterday, and he is going to shovel this load of compost while I work on planting up these Snapdragons. I have an Azure pickup today at 2:15, so we're gonna see how much we can get done before the Azure pickup. Azure is sponsoring today's video, and I want to thank them for that. So once we get all of our garden projects done, I'm going to share with you all the amazing good things I found at Azure, some brand new to me, some tried and true, and a mistake that I made when ordering, and how that mistake has turned into one of my new favorite kitchen hacks. I'm just going to share the kitchen hack with you right now. I on accident bought whole coriander instead of coriander powder, and this has been a game changer. I have been cooking with this for a week now. It is amazing. I don't know why I have never thought to buy whole spices, grind them myself, and make my own powder. I do it with black pepper, and I can tell the difference. And so now I'm going to be doing it with other spices as well. And that was a mistake on my part. But that mistake has now turned into one of my new favorite kitchen hacks, grinding my own spices into powder. And I also ordered a ton of plants. And so after the pickup, I'll share with you all the goodies we got. And I think Josh is going to try to get 2 loads of compost in the garden beds today. That's the goal. I actually have quite a few plants that I'm going to be picking up at Azure. So I need to get those Snapdragons in the garden so that I have a little bit more space in this grow room, because some of the plants that I'm getting from Azure, I'm not quite ready to plant out in the garden yet, but I don't think I'm gonna place an order next month. So I thought I would just get them now, and then I can just take care of them in here until we're ready to put them out. Okay, so those are seeds that I'm gonna start after I get some planting going. But first, before I do that, actually, I need to water the nasturtiums. The Jewel variety has quite a few germinating. This doesn't have that many I just see, is there one back there? So I want to make sure I keep this soil nice and moist during the germinating process. So let me get that watered up. I'm actually using this hose right now to do it because this is a retractable hose that's really easy to bring into the grow room, and I have a sprayer on it. So I just pull, it locks, and now I can water in these nasturtiums. Everything else looks pretty good. I don't think I'm gonna water anything else in quite yet this morning. I can definitely tell that these pepper plants are super happy about being up potted. I will be putting these pepper plants out in the garden in about 3 weeks. So they should be perfect size to go out into the garden in about 3 weeks. I have been hardening things off already, slowly but surely. I've been bringing these trays outside for a few hours. I probably will do that later today, but I kind of want to go out there and get the Snapdragons planted. But before I can do that, I actually need to grab my garden journal and just look to see where I planned to plant them. My goal was to have 2 beds of Snapdragons. That's what I did last year, but I don't know if I have enough Snapdragons. I'm not going to be planting them as close as I did last year. I planted them way too close together last year, so they got disease. So this year I need to be a little bit more generous on spacing. I just did the math, and I think I will have enough to do 2 beds. This is 48 plants right here, and I went ahead and I put all of the same plants in this tray. They're a mix, so they're going to be different colors, but they're the same variety. This is 60 plants, so that's plenty to do 2 full beds. Plus I'm gonna have my favorite Orange Wonder that I'll be able to put randomly throughout the garden. And then this one was just so beautiful. This is Monaco Orange. I want this somewhere too. These are zinnias that I'm not gonna be planting today. So let's get this tray out into the garden first. I want this tray. I loved these last year. They were stunning. And again, this is a mix. So there's gonna be lots of different colors in this one tray. And I want a beautiful bed to welcome me with beautiful colors right at the front of the garden. Last year, this bed was zinnias and it was stunning. And I think this year we're going to have it be the Potomac Berry Mix. And I think I'm gonna do 3 across and 16 down. And that should be exactly 48 plants, which is what I have there. So maybe what I'll do is start planting in the middle. I eyeball everything, so if I start in the middle, what I'm thinking is I will be able to then put it on the outside edge, and that would just be a little bit easier. Josh is now here watching me struggle with this irrigation.
Do you want me to help?
Sure.
Okay. What do you want me to do?
I think it'll be easier to plant around this than have to put it on once I plant.
And you want to keep this system for this bed?
Whatever system you want.
Just what I planned on doing was something similar to these, using these brown drip. I was going to convert all of them to brown drip.
Okay.
But this, if this works for you with whatever you're planting in here,
Yeah, this should be fine.
that's fine too.
These do a nice even watering.
Are we missing some on this back edge, or were there never any in this back edge?
There must have never been any on this back edge. So Josh is here, so let me show Josh where the compost is supposed to go before I start planting these up.
Does this look right to you though? Was this like underneath here?
No?
Because there's nothing coming out of here.
Maybe they just didn't have them.
So was this, but then this would be spraying over the edge, right?
Yeah, it was. So
Well,
Josh
why did Josh do that? What the heck?
So Josh is talking about these little sprayers are not on that edge. Well, you can add them. That'll be easy.
Did I have it so that this was like not in the center? Like so that this was like 2/3 like this? I must have. I think it was like this.
Oh, really?
I think so. At least that's how I must have initially done it, because this was under here.
Oh, that works. Those spray about 1.5 feet each, so that should work fine.
I think they were each taking half of the bed like this, and then as long as you can plant around it like this, we could stake these in. Yeah, that'll work.
Another thing I would like to get to today is transplanting these dahlia tubers, but we'll see how far we get today. But I'm gonna come over here and Josh is gonna help me start putting compost in these beds. Yeah, so you see my system. So I had that underneath where the cab comes down because soil will drop underneath there. And if you, Josh, since you're here, would you be willing to start filling the beds farthest away?
Like over there?
Like this, the beds down on this lower rung here?
Yeah.
Awesome. So I was doing 2 heaping wheelbarrow loads in each bed.
And you just want me to go over the top of whatever it's...
Yeah.
I should probably take the irrigation out though, right?
Yep, that's what I did. I took the irrigation up and then put 2 heaping scoops. This, you can just put the compost right on top of this. But you want to just make sure you kind of put the compost around these plants. So you don't want to bury these plants.
Keeping those ones, okay.
Yeah. All that stuff can go into the compost, that big pile.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
Another project that's on my list to do is to dig up all of this and get this just laid with compost. You can see the dahlia tubers that came back. There's quite a few of them. I'm gonna put them in my landscape. I don't really want dahlias, perennials in these beds. This is going to be a tomato bed. And I Googled it, and you can transplant dahlia tubers. You wanna do it in the spring. So I was a little worried that you needed to do that in the fall, but it's actually this week, the next couple of weeks would be the perfect time, according to Google, to transplant those dahlias. I think what I'm gonna do is, oh great. I grabbed 2 right-handed ones. That's okay, I'm just gonna use it anyway. is I'm gonna lay out these snapdragons first before I plant them so that I can kind of eyeball a good distance. So let's put one here. This compost is really easy to plant in. Y'all are gonna be so proud of me for doing a much more generous spacing. Two, 4, 6, 8, 10. Okay, so I'm gonna put 11. I'm actually doing less than what I said earlier. Do 11, and then I'm gonna do 11 here and 11 back there. I'm gonna put these pretty close to the edge. See how healthy these plants look. So one thing that Nicole from Flower Hill Farm talks about is that you can actually tell what color snapdragons are gonna be based on the color of the bottom side of their leaves. This Potomac snapdragon has a beautiful purple color. So this underleaf is a little bit purple. It also has a beautiful pink one. And I don't know exactly what color they're gonna be, but I'm trying to intermix the colors of the snapdragons so that I get a nice variety in this bed. So you can see there are some potatoes popping up. We have potatoes in this bed. You can bury potatoes, so I am not worried about potatoes being covered like that right there that Josh just covered. That's a potato. Perfect.
Just don't want to hurt the...
This bed might need 3. And that right there is a weed. But I think if you cover the weeds, they'll be fine.
They'll grow thicker and stronger than ever.
Yeah, because of the compost.
God.
You're much faster than I was at that.
There's no way to get the last little bit, is there?
Do you want some gloves? I can get you some gloves and then you can scrape it out.
Yeah. That's fine. Let's do this. Gloves sound sweaty. Oh, yeah. Oop. That should do it, more or less.
All right, first bed done. That was easy. For now, I just have my label right there, but I will label that something different. Now this bed right here is the next bed that I was gonna put snapdragons in. And I wanted the whole bed to basically be snapdragons, but I have these eucalyptus plants that overwintered. So what I was thinking I might do is transplant them into a big pot. Now we didn't have much of a freeze this last year, so I was thinking I could transplant these into a pot, and then I could bring them in next winter because I'm sure we're gonna have a hard freeze this next year. So let me go get some pots. I don't know if I have big enough pots for these. Oh, I don't know if these are gonna survive the transplant. Well, I have a feeling maybe these aren't gonna survive. We'll see. We'll try. I'm trying to get I'm trying to transplant all of my perennials out of my raised garden beds. And I would like my raised garden beds in my garden to primarily be annuals so that every year I start with a clean slate of goodies in each bed and I can kind of plan what I want to grow in the garden beds. And I want my perennials, my flowers and things that come back year after year after year to be in my landscape and or pots that I can move around. And I was not anticipating that these eucalyptus plants would survive the winter because they did not survive last winter. Eucalyptus is a perennial in zones 8 and above. And it's hard to say what zone I am because when I look it up, I don't think it's right because we are at such a high elevation. Where I live, there is a huge elevation change in my zip code. And so, if I put in my zip code, depending on, if I was at, 200 feet above sea level, or I could be at, 1,000 feet above sea level, there's just this huge variation. And so I'm not exactly sure my exact zone, but I'm pretty sure I'm probably like a 7. And so some years we have really cold winters. Like last year, we had a week of I think it even got in the negatives. It was like negative or 7 degrees. I'm not exactly sure. I don't remember, but I know that we had an ice storm where ice was covering everything for an entire week. And all the eucalyptus that I had started died. And so that's kind of what I was anticipating this year. And we had a very mild winter. We had one 5-day thing of snow, and that was about it. So when all of these plants survived, I was not sure what to do. And I was just going to rip them up and compost them. But I thought, I'm going to try to save them. I'm a little nervous that they're going to survive because they had huge tap roots and I was not able to get the whole tap root. So we're going to just pop these up with some fresh potting mix. I'm going to water them every day. If they survive, that will be fantastic. If they don't survive, that's okay because I wasn't really planning on them surviving anyway, but I want to give them the best chance of survival. So we're going to transplant them, see what happens. What this has me thinking, because I started more eucalyptus because I want eucalyptus in my garden every year. So I kind of treat it as an annual where I'm going to start it every year. And I am going to plant my eucalyptus in pots. The ones that I've started this year, right now, they're only about 3 inches tall. And I am going to put them in a big pot. And my goal will be in the winter to bring them into the grow room. And I'll put grow lights on them or I'll keep them outside. I guess what I could do, I don't know what I'm going to do. But my goal is going to be to try to save them and baby them through winter, whether that's keeping them outside in the pot. And then if I see the weather that we're going to get a snowstorm or an ice storm, bring them inside. Or maybe I'll just bring them inside, put grow lights on them, and take care of them that way. I'm not sure. I just know that this next growing season, when I transplant in about 3 weeks, my eucalyptus that I started this year, I'm going to skip the step of putting them in the raised bed and I will just put them directly into pots. And that's why I want to transplant all of those dahlia tubers as well, because I, for some reason, thought dahlia tubers in my zone were annuals and you had to plant them every year. But I was talking to my mom and she's had dahlias in her garden and she's about the same zone hardiness zone as me. And she says they're perennials where she lives. And my mother-in-law was telling me they're perennials. And so I've got about 45 or more, no, probably 40 dahlias that need to be transplanted too. I'm gonna try to save these 2 eucalyptus plants plus this one here, but this one's so large, I'm gonna bring it up to my patio. I'm gonna put it in my largest pot I have on my patio. This might have been a total waste of time. I don't know. Let's see if I can get that plant in this pot. So I just made a big hole in this. I'm gonna get some potting mix in it, and Josh is filling up the chicken coop feed. Thank you.
What?
Thank you. This looks really beautiful. So I hope this works out. I'm gonna water it in really well. And I was thinking I could put petunias around it. And if that survives, that would be pretty cool. Okay, I'm gonna get it watered in. One of the best birthday gifts Josh has ever gotten me is this retractable hose. Oh, I turned the water off. I gotta go turn it back on. That eucalyptus plant might just die, but it would definitely die if I cut it off and didn't try to save it. So I want to put something else in that spot. I think now that I've saved 3 or attempted to save 3, I want to try and rescue, I wouldn't say it's a rescue mission, it's a transplant mission. Ooh, these are the next snapdragons I want to plant up in that bed that had those eucalyptus plants. So I might as well bring this down at the same time as I go down there. So I think that looks really cute. I don't know, we'll see. But I want to try to save some of these smaller ones. So this is a different variety, and it looks like it survived winter too. And it's littler, so it's easier to put in bouquets and things. This variety is better when it's smaller. So I'm gonna try to dig up this one and get it in that pot, and we'll see what happens. So Josh just finished his second bed. So now I'm gonna go ahead and get this irrigation out.
Yeah, we've got this drip thing in there.
Okay.
Ooh, this smells good.
Yeah, it smells so good. If you want to start at that end, I'm going to work on digging these up.
Okay.
Here's one. This little eucalyptus is a lot easier to dig up. This is the one I want to save right here. Would you be willing to pop this off this bed for me?
To pull it off the bed?
Yeah.
Where do you want it?
Just...
I don't want to step in the bed though.
You can.
I can.
Yeah. These all look so good. I want to save all of them.
I can go in like right in the middle here?
Yeah.
Is that enough a hole from the chicken area?
Yeah.
How many do you need, hun?
Maybe get like 4.
Okay. All right, 4 chicken sticks.
Perfect.
I think these are sunflowers, right?
Yep. These were sunflower poles.
Nice. I don't think we need this full thing.
In here?
Yeah, probably like half, right? Oh, can you move that, Boo?
The shovel?
Yeah, it was just right where I was.
I can't help myself. I'm trying to save most of these eucalyptus plants. So I have 3 here. I just put 2 in my landscape over here. These might just totally shrivel up and die. 1, 2, I'm gonna stake them in just a little bit. That one looks really nice. So what I'm gonna do now, Josh, you know what time it is?
It's 12:20.
12:20, okay. Hey Josh, is there any compost left?
Huh?
Would you be willing to bring me a shovel or 2 of compost?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay. Wow. Very controlled. Any chance those are like poisonous to fir trees or anything?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think I'll do one more. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 that we rescued. That wasn't really on my list of things to do today, but I'm glad it's done. So now what we can do is we can go plant the snapdragons. Josh has filled 1, 2, 3. Now he's starting on the 4th one. That one probably is gonna need 4. It compacted a lot last year.
Talking to me?
Yeah, this one might need 4, but this is the last wheelbarrow, isn't it?
Yeah, this is it.
Okay.
Also, you went like this with compost,
Okay.
just so you know.
Thank you. Okay, so we have now an empty bed here, which was full of eucalyptus. Now, last year, my eucalyptus did not survive. It died in winter because we had a week of an ice storm. So I did not really expect my eucalyptus to survive in this bed. Will you help me put the irrigation back in before I plant?
Mm-hmm.
Thanks.
When are you planting?
Right now.
Okay. This is too much, I think.
It'll compact. Oh,
But you're also gonna put stuff in it.
Just those little guys. Well, I thought that getting these snapdragons in was gonna be snip, snap, done, easy peasy, no problem. But this presented a bigger project. Josh is gonna go water in really well those 2 eucalyptus that I put in our landscape. And I'm gonna get these snapdragons in. I'm gonna do 10 across, 3 rows of 10. Again, what I should probably do is throw these down. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well, we got 2 full beds of snapdragons in. The Costa, the Potomac are planted. We transplanted 10 eucalyptus plants and it is lunchtime. Josh topped off 1, 2, 3 1/4 beds. We're gonna go in and eat some lunch, clean up a little bit. I'm gonna go pick up my Azure haul And I think while I'm in town, I might go ahead and get some more. I need one more hose because Josh put the hose that I had over here, over there. And I could never get the hose in all the spots in the garden, even though I do have an irrigation system. My pots are not irrigated, so I have to water those with hose. Josh is going to this year hopefully have time to actually tap into the irrigation and put irrigation in my pots. But for now, I need to be able to reach both ends of the garden with a hose. So now that my hose isn't over here, I need to get a hose for over here. Here is the first bed we potted up. And I have lots more snapdragons. There's some there. And I still have a whole tray that I haven't even started planting up here, but I'm gonna be putting in snapdragons in my landscaping as well. And this is another reason why I need a hose. Those 2 eucalyptus plants that I just planted are not on the main irrigation. So I need a hose to come off this spigot so that I can water these plants. While I'm getting the Azure haul, Josh is gonna go run and get one more compost haul. So we probably need one more after that, so a total of 4 cubic yards of compost to top each bed with about 3 inches or so of compost. I just got back from the hardware store and from Azure. Let me show you what I got at the hardware store, and then I'm gonna show you what I got from Azure. This is just part of what I got with Azure. Most of what I got is actually out in the grow room, a bunch of live plants. They are a great place to buy live plants from. And I just want to thank Azure for sponsoring today's video. If you are new to Azure, they specialize in organic bulk goods. And I can get a lot of things through Azure that I can't actually get at my local grocery store. And I can usually get them for a better price. So let me show you what I got at the hardware store first, and then we will go into the grains and all those other goodies I got. If you're interested in shopping through Azure, I will leave them as the first link down in the description box. I got 2 hoses at the hardware store. I'm really excited about having these 2 matching 100-foot hoses for out in the garden. So I will finally be able to reach every part of the garden with these 2 hoses, and I'm not gonna be having to move hoses around. So the orange hose that's out there, we will be moving that hose to the front of the house. We have a spigot in the front of the house that Josh uses when he washes his car, and he has to move the hose back and forth every time. So this is a big life upgrade to now have these 2 matching hoses for the garden and a hose in the front that just can live there, and Josh can wash his car all summer long. Josh loves washing his car. So that comes to these. I had 3 of my hose, I don't know what these are called, things break on me this last winter. There must have been water left in them because they cracked and they're leaking everywhere. So I got 4 so that every hose can have a working sprayer. And then this one is for watering my hanging baskets this summer. So that's my hardware haul. Let me go into my Azure haul. This is just part of the Azure haul. A lot of what I got actually in this haul is out in the grow room because I bought a lot of live plants. Azure sells live plants, and I have bought in the last 2 years live plants, and they've done really, really well. So I needed more, well, I'll get to it when we get out there. But what I needed more of are these 2 bags. So I am now new to grinding. I've been doing it for, I don't know, you tell me, maybe 4 or 5 months, where I've been grinding a lot of my own wheat at home to make fresh flour with that grain mill right there. And I ordered a 25-pound bag of hard white wheat when I ordered my grain mill, and I've already gone through it. This is my favorite wheat to make bread with. Now that I know I love it, I went ahead and I ordered a 50-pound bag because it is cheaper for me to order a 50-pound bag than ordering a 25-pound bag. So I got 50 pounds of this. And then Corzan is also known as kamut. It's the same grain. When I first ordered that, I ordered a 2-pound bag. I really, really like the flavor of this. And the fresh milled cookbook that I use, which I'll put a picture right here and I can link that cookbook down below. She, in a lot of her recipes, calls for kamut. And so this time, instead of ordering a small bag, now that I know I like the flavor of this and I love that cookbook, I went ahead and ordered a 50-pound bag. So what I'm gonna do with these 2 grains is I'm going to throw them in my freezer. I'm not gonna be doing any bread baking for the next week or so. So these will just stay in my freezer for a week. I'll pull them out, I'll let them thaw completely for about a day or 2, and then I will put them in big 5-gallon buckets. I like to do that because there could be bugs in this, and it's just a just a little extra insurance policy that everything is a-okay by freezing it. Some people say you need to do it. Some people say you don't. I don't need these grains today or tomorrow, so I am gonna go ahead and just throw them in my freezer. I have the space, I have the time, and that's where they're gonna live for probably the next week. So from here, I have some fun new things and some tried and true things. This was something new I wanted to try. I have on and off fermented my hot sauce. I make a lot of my own homemade hot sauce, and I thought I would give this one a try because this one has actual kimchi in it. It has kimchi, Napa cabbage, chilies, peppers, water, garlic, green onions, sea salt, vegetables, and ginger. And I thought this might give me some inspiration for what I might like to do with the peppers coming out of my garden this year. So that's a new fun find. These two things of yogurt are something that I order pretty regularly. I like this whole milk Greek plain yogurt, which is perfect because I just ran out of yogurt in my fridge yesterday. I got some probiotic cottage cheese. I've been using this to make high protein bagels, and what I actually bought this for is my sister makes a chicken salad where she blends up cottage cheese and uses it instead of mayonnaise, and it's delicious. I do not like eating cottage cheese, but I like my sister's chicken salad. So I want to try making my own chicken salad using her technique by blending this up. So that's why I bought this. Now here I have a bunch of this brand of shampoo downstairs, and I've run out of conditioner. So I went ahead and ordered 3 of the conditioners. So now I have shampoo and conditioner back in my house. With Azure, usually the bigger quantities you get, so if you get a 50-pound bag as opposed to a 25-pound bag of something, if you get things in 1, 3, or a whole case, which is usually 6 or 12, you usually get a better price. And so that's why I went ahead both with these ordering bigger bags, because I get a better price per pound on these grains, and I get a better price per pound or per bottle if I order 3. These aren't gonna go bad. These aren't gonna go bad, but I knew that I didn't need 3 cottage cheese and 3 3 Greek yogurt, so I only got 2 of those. Now over here, I am, you can see, running low of my spices. I actually took a little bit of my spices where I only had a teeny tiny bit left. I put them in a bowl so I could wash the jars, because I am basically out of cumin, coriander, basil, which now that I think I just unpacked it, I think I forgot to order the basil. Let's see, what did I get? Yes, I only ordered, oh, you know what I forgot too? Okay, so I did this order late last night, or not last night, but late the night that I ordered it. I needed garlic powder, so I ordered a pound of garlic powder, and this time I got roasted garlic powder, so I'm excited to try that. Right here, there should be cumin. I forgot to order cumin. And then this was a silly thing that I ordered wrong on accident. I ordered whole coriander seeds, which is the same thing as coriander powder. It's just whole seed form. And so what I'm gonna do is throw this in my Vitamix and blend this up, and I will make my own coriander powder. But I'm actually very glad when I was unpacking this that I on accident ordered whole coriander seed, because this is seed. I'm gonna plant this in my garden. I just put 2 inches of compost over the seed that I had saved from the cilantro plants. Coriander and cilantro are the same plant. They're just different names. Here in the US, coriander is what we call the seed. Cilantro is what we call the plant or the leaves. So if I plant this coriander seed in the ground, it will grow cilantro. And I had saved cilantro seeds. I planted them in the ground, and I just buried them with 3 inches of compost over them. So I don't think they're gonna sprout. So when I unpackaged this, I was really excited about seeing it. And I think I'm gonna go ahead and just put this in the ground, and hopefully they germinate. And if they don't germinate, that will be okay. But I will use the majority of this as coriander powder. I will just blend it up and make my own powder. So no big deal. Now these are things that I cannot get at my local grocery store. I cannot get organic raisins. I cannot get organic cranberries that are dried, and these are sweetened with apple juice instead of sugar. So the ingredients on here are organic cranberries, organic apple juice, and organic sunflower oil. So I like to keep these on hand for snacks. And this is another thing that is a family favorite now, and we keep this as snacks. These are dried bananas. They're soft and chewy. They're not like banana chips. They're soft and chewy like a craisin or a raisin. And I used to only order 1 pound at a time, but now I'm at the point where I need to order 2 pounds at a time. Now with these, I could have got a better price per pound if I ordered a 5-pound bag, but I don't think I need quite a 5-pound bag of any of these. So I just ordered 2 pounds of each. Completely out of cocoa powder, I've been making chocolate milk. We get some local milk from a local dairy once a week, and I have been making chocolate milk with some of that milk. I just heat up some milk, I add cocoa powder, a little bit of vanilla, a little bit of salt, and then I add that into the milk. Once it's cooled, I kind of make like a chocolate concentrate. And so I make a just delicious, unsweetened sometimes I'll put maybe a 1/4 cup of maple syrup in a 1/2 gallon, and sometimes I don't sweeten it at all. And it's just a nice little treat. And so that's why I got cocoa powder, and we were completely out of that. And then a new thing to me, I have never, I mean, obviously brown sugar is not new to me, but I've never ordered it through Azure before. It said on their website this was new, and I go back and forth. Sometimes I make my own brown sugar, sometimes I don't. I didn't feel like doing it this time, so I went ahead and ordered it because I made it last time and I just wanted to try this. So I got 4 pounds of this. We will go through this relatively quickly. And that is kind of my small grocery order, but I'm really excited to have more wheat on hand because I had run out of both of those. And I'm excited to have my dried fruit back on hand because I was completely out of all 3 of those. Completely out of this, completely out of this, almost out of this, and sadly, I forgot to order the cumin. And that's okay. I can get that at the grocery store. So now let me show you a huge thing that I got at Azure. I ordered a ton of pepper plants. I started a ton of pepper plants, but I decided I wanted to try planting out 1 entire green stalk with just peppers. And that means I needed 30 more pepper plants because 1 green stalk can hold 30 plants. And I want to put some pepper plants in some pots in the garden. So I ordered a bunch because after I decided to do that, when I decided to do that, it was too late to actually start any more of my own peppers. So here is what I ordered. These are all different than what I started myself. And I was thinking hot sauce for a lot of these. Back here are jalapenos. I did not start any jalapenos. My brother loves cowboy candy. So if I can get some jalapenos to grow and make my brother cowboy candy, I'd be pretty happy about that. This is supposed to be a super hot pepper, and I thought I would give it a try if it works out, and make hot sauce with it. I got a bunch of mini peppers plants because I was thinking with these pepper plants, these would be good just snacking right off the green stalk when we're outside. So that is what I was thinking with these mini yellow bell peppers, or throwing them whole on the grill. These 4 plants are California Wonders, which is just a bell pepper. These are King of the North, which is another type of bell pepper. These are hot habaneros. I was thinking hot sauce with these. If I can get some carrots to grow this next year, I would love to make a carrot habanero hot sauce, like a really beautiful orange hot sauce. And then here we have more mini bell peppers. These are a new pepper to me. I have never grown. I've actually never grown mini bell peppers either. Gourmet orange. I don't remember if these are hot or not. I'm gonna have to look those ones up if they're hot. We have a ton of cayenne peppers. This is the only pepper here that I actually did start myself, but I want a lot of red hot sauce. So I thought I would get some more cayenne peppers. I love red hot sauce probably more than any other kind of hot sauce. And right now, I'm pretty sure I almost only have green hot sauce down canned up. And then I have 2 Anaheim chilies. So that is all of the pepper plants I got because we are gonna be planting out a ton of peppers this year. And then what I think I'm gonna do now, because it's pretty late in the afternoon, I think it's 4 o'clock, I am gonna get all of that stuff put away. I'm gonna get all of these pepper plants under the grow lights because these are not going outside for 3 weeks or so. So that's the only thing, is I'm gonna have to take care of them, but that's okay because I'm already taking care of all these plants. What's another bunch of plants? That's not gonna take me that much more work. My plan today was to start more seeds. I was gonna start peanut seeds. These are the peanut seeds I got from Amazon, Virginia Jumbo Peanuts. And I am not gonna get to that today. And I'm not gonna get to these either. I can show you what I got. These are some new zinnias that I wanted to try this year that I've never grown before because they are some pretty colors that I don't actually have started yet. So I want to have a good variety of colors so I can have a lot of different color scheme bouquets. So I have never grown a white zinnia before, and these Benary giant white zinnias just caught my eye, and I thought, you know what? I need to grow some white zinnias. I don't have any white flowers. Oh, that's not true. I do have white cosmos growing in my garden, or they're growing in here somewhere. And I love the contrast of all these bright colors with white. And I've never grown a white zinnia before. So that's why I saw that and I had to have it. I also saw, Isn't This Romantic Mix? That looked really beautiful to me. So I went ahead and I picked that up. And I've also never grown the Benary's Giant. I have a couple Benary's Giant in here, but I had really poor germination on them. So I hope I have better germination with these ones. But you can see with the smaller varieties, like this one, it says plant 6 inches apart. These Benary Giant ones, you're supposed to plant 9 to 8 inches apart because the blooms are supposed to get like 5 inches across. So that is gonna be interesting to see. And then we have Isabella. I don't even remember what color these are. It says yellow. But there will be pictures here so you can see what they look like. I got Benary's Giant White. Oh, did I buy? Oops, I do that sometimes when I buy seeds. I bought 2 of the same one, but that's okay. Profusion Double White. This one, if I remember correctly, had like a little yellow center, which I thought was super, super cute. And this one says that you're supposed to plant this variety 14 to 16 inches apart, which is interesting because it says it only gets 4 to 8 inches tall. So I'm gonna have to do some more research on that one. And then I love the Queen Lime series. I've grown a ton of Queen Lime zinnias before. And when I was ordering these zinnias, I saw the Queen Lime Red, and that one jumped into my cart as well. So what I'm gonna do is either late tonight or maybe tomorrow, I will start peanuts and I will start these zinnia seeds, but you now see what they look like. So we will see how well they do. So as soon as I get all that stuff put away, all this stuff under the grow lights, I am gonna go to the library because I wanna go to the library before the weekend and before it closes tonight. I don't have to worry about cooking dinner tonight. I did a bunch of cooking yesterday, so that's all taken care of today. I wanna thank you for being here. I really appreciate every single one of you. If you wanna watch some more videos between now and my next upload, I'll put those there. Josh is outside putting more compost into the beds. And so I think after this one load, we'll get one more load and we will be good to go. I'm really excited about this growing season and I'm excited you are here along the journey. So thanks for being here. Thanks for being you. Thank you, Azure, for sponsoring today's video. And I can't wait to see you next time. Bye, friend.